welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling one of the newer challenges, that being the compromised network printer, after a glowing recommendation from Ian. So it looks like we're going to have a Linux machine that's going to, on the desktop, have challenge file, like all these challenges, and then a network printer.zip file. We'll have to see once the lab environment spins up what we're looking at there. Backstory: you are a DFIR analyst for a corporation. Network printer running in an internal network has been compromised. As it was alerted by our IDS, you have been provided a packet capture to trace the attacker's action and what data was stolen from the printer server. Okay, so we're going to likely end up with either a PCAP or a PCAP NG. Maybe, hopefully. This is a easy challenge according to the base page. Looks like they've already got their 10 people on the scoreboard. Questions. Identify the port scan activity performed by the attacker on the network. What was the NAT IP address or the internal IP address assigned to the machine being used by the attacker on the internal network? Which ports were open on the network printer? Identify the port used for printer exploitation. Based on the abused port number, which printer language method was being abused? Oh, and the VM's coming up. Abused by the attacker for unattended malicious activity on the network printer. Which printer name model was attacked? Oh, geez. And it starts with 2, so it's probably an HP. Attackers discovered a scheduled print job that is associated with an employee who is suspected of being an insider threat. What is the full path of the print job file? What is the name of the targeted organization? The attacker found information about RDP within the internal network. What is the directory path where this sensitive information was located? What is the IP address of the jump host? And what is the file name of the PowerShell script used by the admins, which was also found by the attacker? So it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 questions. Okay, so if we take a look, just do the needful. Looks like it's going to be a PCAP file. And you know what? I really don't want to keep this running if I don't have to. Yes, I know, terrible of me. But what I would like to do is just grab this. So I'm on a Windows host doing the recording, so I got that fired up. I need, what was it, WinSCP? And I'll get the connection going, pull the file down, and then I can shut down the VM, because I can run this local with just about no impact. So let's see, 18, 216, 130, 137. Username is analyst, and the password is just simply 123. Accept the key, start the session. Thank you. And apparently this is already here. And we just drag and drop. Let it dump. It just sounds bad, but. And then in my Let's Defend folder, and then samples, there is a network printer.zip. Hooray. Which we can extract out. And then we can do the typical cheating that I do. And that I mean we're going to fire up network miner, and we're going to fire up Wireshark. So we've got all this together. I am going to go ahead and shut down the VM since we don't need that. And we'll save them. Crap, did I tell it to start up again? I didn't, was trying to do that. Okay, so give me 1 second and I will get this stuff going and everything pulled up. Okay, I had to update Wireshark because, you know, it's always about that time when this stuff goes through. So the first question we are tackling is identify the port scan activity performed. What's the internal IP address assigned to the machine being used by the attacker? So we are looking for a that's small. Let's convert that over. So we're looking for internal network. So that is typically 10.172 and 192. I guess I did kind of just pull that through, but we do have communications. So 172.31.0.2, 172.31.32.1, 172.31.35.23, and 172.31.40.241. And I would expect that the 32.1 is going to be the router gateway, whatever is going to separate from these. Just taking a look to see as to what else do we have. No open TCP ports. Outgoing sessions 4 from this machine, the 172.31.35.23, out port 9100, which is a, what is it, HP Jet Direct port. And it looks like that continued to go through. And then if we look at the 40.241, as mentioned here, we see that it's got port 22, port 9100. So this one doesn't identify what the actual name is of the printer. No, it does not. But then we have basically the ongoing sessions, 22.9100. Wait, there were sessions to themselves, and then we get the clients of 203.10, 101, 190.9, which may come back at a later date. And then we have the 9100s for the 172.31.35.23. And then what's going out 2375 or coming in. I had to figure that part out. So we're looking for, so the 172.31.40.241 is going to be the printer, probably an HP if I had to guess. If we take the MAC address, dump it through, I don't remember remember off the top of my head, but there are sites out there that will let you take the MAC address of a device and have it looked up. So apparently DNS Checker here has one that we just might have to clean up a bit. I don't know if it's going to force us to have to put the dashes in, record not found, and we might have to. So they demonstrated that with just middle dashes. I've also seen it with the what is it, colon, the double dot. Okay, this doesn't have anything in it. And that's fine. We'll try one more spot and see as to whether or not if we can get anything. Past that, we might just have to sit there and look inside the PCAP. Speaking of which, inside a Wireshark. Transition that over. So this is what, macaddress.io. So we need to take a look at the conversations ongoing. I mean, we can already see straight off the bat, we've got 172.31, 35.23 talking to 172.31.40, 241. Just basically back and forth. But if we go and take a look at statistics and conversations, which I realize, yes, that does not come up automatically, so I need to boost that sucker. So we can basically just see the comms back and forth. There's a lot of TCP in here. But if we take a look as we're digging through this, and I realize it might be a little bit difficult to make out. So we've got address A, which is our 172.31.35.23. And then we've got our .40.241. And then we're basically, looks like we're using port 36740 from the 35.23. And it looks like we're hitting a bunch of different ports on that 40.241. So, for example, this one's hitting port 199, 256, 8080, 993, 3306, 443, 113. And just so like if we just do filter it by port and kind of go up, we can see that okay, this is indicative of scanning activity, like all ports, all TCP ports at least, because we've got our 35.23 talking to our 40.41, and it's basically checking port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and insert your, what was it? The Sesame Street character, the count. 1, 2, Okay. So I think we can confirm without any sort of real shadow of a doubt between taking a look at Network Miner and then the PCAP that it's going to be the 172.31.35.23. So we will put all that happy stuff back on. So we transition back. So here's the macaddress.io looking for the one that we pulled for the what we believe is the printer. And yeah, it doesn't have anything attached to it, which, okay, that's fine. So our attacker in this particular case is we want to dump it in, or at least we're going to claim it is 172.31.35.23. The ding always gets me. You would think I would be smart enough to sit there and just mute the tab beforehand. There. Oh. Okay, then we go back to which ports were open. And if we go back immediately, just straight to Network Miner. Well, okay, now they say which ports were open, which to me sounds like, okay, we want a list. So in this case, it would be 22, comma, 9100. But there's only 4 asterisks on that answer. And just because the fact that I recognize 9100 from my network and system administration days, I'm going to go with that one as opposed to 22 because 9100 fits what they are specifically looking for. They're not ... comma, ... It's just 4 dots. And there's no merging of 9100 and 22 to make 9122. It just doesn't work that way. Let's see, which printer language method? And I think that's going to be PJL. Yes. Okay, so the question is, okay, well, where did you just pull that out of your butt? Again, apparently I'm just old as dirt. But if we take a look underneath Network Miner, open ports for our 40.241 TCP 9100, we could see a couple of references to @PJL. And I forget what it actually stands for. But that's effectively where I'm going for. Because I remember what the JetDirect stuff was always 9100 on HP printers. Oh, it's just printer job language. It's a method developed by Hewlett-Packard, HP, for switching printer languages at the job level. Because I think weren't there a couple of different ones that were competing before everything just kind of homogenized on like a set, like 1 or 2 standards, realistically? Okay, now we need to figure out the make and model. Now that is going to be interesting. I am kind of unsure as to how we are going to go about this because not even Network Miner was able to sit there and pull that aspect together. So that's gonna be interesting. And so I'm wondering, how do we find the printer name? I was hoping that maybe I could just sit there and do like statistics endpoints. And if we do statistics, resolved addresses, again, I know you guys can't see this, but it's not going to help us anyways. We get 2 MAC addresses and then names of like MS-NLB- like physical server 32. So I don't think we're going to get anything out of there. And so right now I am just kind of poking around to see as to what I might actually be able to pull through. Because I'm assuming everything here is just going to be... Yeah, so there's no HTTP. It's all TCP. I'm just poking through here to see if I can find anything of significance in terms of like a name, some sort of model. And we got ARP, but that's not helping so much through here. Well, what if I don't know if this is actually going to work. So I'm looking for one of the 9100 streams. And I think that might... Okay, I'm just doing this randomly before anybody makes any accusations otherwise. I'd be like, well, okay, why are you saying that? Because I just followed this and we get it's doing a FS query name backup jump host 2023 remote service.ps1. And wasn't there a question further in here in regards to that's going to be the scheduled print job because of the way that the query's done. So that then becomes the answer. Exactly how far do they want it? They just want the location of the script. Or is it? No, that's wrong. Where the information's going to be, I think is right. So the backup jump host 2023. And so that was the attacker found information regarding RDP within the internal. Yep, okay. Backup jump host 2023. I hadn't actually planned on that, but okay. And so now I'm just kind of hopping streams. So we've got the remote service. Can I actually just have this? Yeah, that'll transition through. Although, given the fact that it's still sitting there grinding through the stuff, likely going to have to go back out and look again. It's an HP something. In order to sit there and actually try to find the answer for the printer name and model. Okay, yeah, that's just not going to work. Okay. And let me reset this back through. Okay. So let me try following these TCP streams and see what happens. Do we get anything that we need here? I was really hoping there was going to be some sort of Okay, so one of the questions was IP address of the jump host. So I followed that. And basically just looking for the next one that looks like it would fit in terms of communications. And we have here PS upload format binary, internal RDP or internal.rdp. And as we're digging through this, we have apparently the full IP address is R172.31.23.97, and apparently it looks like 13.122.16.11. So it's probably the external facing. So let's try that. So we'll pop that there, and from that internal.rdp, let's see if we're right. Did I put a space or anything in prompt? No, it's just thinking. And then of course it mentions the PowerShell script, which we had already found. That was remote service.ps1. Of course, taking a second. All right, hang on. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but I paused recording and gave it, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, and it popped through. So, but yeah, so what we found, the internals of that internal.rdp was correct. Same thing with the remote service. So then we're still looking for the name of the targeted organization, the scheduled print job of somebody suspected of being an insider threat, and trying to figure out the printer's make and model. I mean, we've made pretty damn good progress thus far. I mean, at least I seem to think so. So let's do this. Can we do ip.addr equals 172.40.241? And Wireshark, let me get that pulled up. All right, so that's up there. And now we have all the communications back and forth. And then what I really want to do is set the destination. So really it shouldn't be IP address, it should be so if we were going to do this right, we would then do IP dot src equals the 172.31.40.241 space and space. Okay, and that should get us maybe a little bit closer. It does. It gets us a lot closer. But still really no closer to anything else. So this looks like port scanning. And then can we do oh crap, what is it? DST dot try to remember, what does it sit there and specify the port? Yeah, this looks like it was just nothing but all the scans that were done. So where's the very first? So it looks like packet or frame 131166. If we go through and follow that TCP stream, can we get a make and model? Oh, buddy, can we? At the very top, so it looks like HP LaserJet Pro 4001 DN. Hells yes. Again, if you didn't ever have to go through and set up network printers and the like on a network, I'm not entirely sure as to how would you have any sort of, I guess, reference, short of playing with the stuff yourself. But yeah, there we go. All right, I can get behind that. And we're just down to two particular portions: the name of the organization being attacked and whatever the print job of the suspected insider. So I'm assuming we would expect to see something here that would denote that, hey, a bad guy is here, something's going on. Oh, here we go. Schedule.ps. So 0:/save device/save job /in progress /scheduled.ps. And PS is PostScript, I think. Oh, crap, sorry. Sorry. But that worked, so let me go ahead and bring this up so I can actually show you what I'm looking at. Sorry. So that's TCP stream 65563. We're down about halfway and noticed something in there that was scheduled.ps, and it starts breaking it in. So print the notice, Jason layoff notice show, which looks kind of weird. Okay, so what, you're expecting that you're eventually going to remove this person or something? And then it goes, let's see. Dear employee, we regret to inform you that due to restructuring efforts, your position at Let's Defend Corp Company is being eliminated, and your employment will end effective immediately. This is in light of recent developments where the addressed employee is charged for corporate sabotage. Proper legal steps are being taken to ensure everything goes smoothly for our corporation. And apparently from Sadie Love, HR manager. Yeah, I mean, corporate sabotage, scheduled.ps. Yeah, that would be a insider. So that spelled it out all right. And then, of course, the last question that we had is, what is the name of the targeted organization? Well, thankfully, they tell us right there in that PS. And that is Let's Defend Corp Company. 3 words. I mean, Ian was definitely on the ball, really suggesting this one. This is, don't do much in regards to printers now, much less, the packet capture, dissecting everything else like that. But this has been nice. And there we go. Oh, so yeah, that's one of those things. Did he make it on there? I don't think that he did. Nullwire did. Good for them. Oh, so yeah, this has been fun. Oh. I mean, realistically, we didn't focus on much of anything else except for the scanning and then for them to basically just be pilfering through and pulling info. At least having an idea in regards to the print job file. But I mean, lots of information to go through there. So then the question also would be, okay, jump host. Are we seeing any sort of malicious activity there from anything else? And I guess the IDS would make sense. I mean, if you're going to run a internal port scan against a device and it crosses over a boundary where an IDS would reside, IDS, IPS, then yeah, that's going to throw an alert. And I would assume that it technically would, considering the fact that you were going from the what 35.x section of the network over to the, what was it real quick? The 40.x. So I mean, there would be a boundary there that you're jumping. So yeah, I would expect that there's going to be some sort of break. But yeah, this has been loads of fun. Again, this is the Compromised Network Printer Challenge on the Let's Defend platform. Marked easy. Apparently so, if I'm done in 40 minutes of continuous recording and not having to really sit there and tear my hair out over anything. But yeah, so there you go. I'll grab some information if I can find anything worthwhile that talks about port 9100 and get that added into the video description and the like. But with all that being said, I will see everyone in the next video.